Well, hi everyone, and welcome to my first ever live. I did a couple of seconds before, and it wasn't quite what I expected, so I've had to sort of restart again. So I'm glad that you're here, and whether you're watching live or even catching me up on replay, it's nice to have you come and see me. Um, just one second. I forgot to tell my friend that I was live, and she's waiting for her question to be answered. Um, so, my name's Christian, and this is Growing Plants, Growing People. My channel is Garden Like a Master, and this is we explore not only how to grow healthy plants and have a great garden, but how gardening can help us to grow. This Q&A session is a weekly Q&A session that I've been actually doing as Facebook Lives for the last 5 years, and I've been now brave and bold enough to step into the world of YouTube, and this is where I'm taking my lives from going forwards. So uh, I'm pretty nervous. Let's just say that. So this session is all about your questions. So the questions that come into me are from my VIP group and my mentoring members. And if you want to be a part of all of that, then I'll tell you at the end how you can be a part of all that. And it's a session where you can feel free to drop your questions in, and anything that comes up in the chat, then I'll just keep glancing in between questions, and I look forward to sharing all of the answers to whatever people send me. If I'm unable to answer something, then I definitely will say I don't have an answer for that one, because I want to be authentic as I can. My background is in horticulture. I've had a 40 plus year within the horticultural world, and mainly in decorative gardens. So that's public and private gardens. And so I have a vast wealth of knowledge sitting between this ear and that ear inside my head. And I wanted to share with you tonight's question. And tonight's question is coming from Marina, and it's from a friend of Marina's who isn't actually online. So Marina often pops questions to me from friends of hers who aren't actually online, and then she shares them with them. So Marina's in my VIP group, and she is part of my mentoring circle as well. So the question that's come in is from Chris, and she wants to know, why is her rhododendron dying on one branch? So the main part of the rhododendron is in full leaf and looking really healthy, and this one branch that's coming off the side is looking pretty dead. It's lost its leaves, but there are some buds starting, or they're trying to emerge and trying to start to come out. And why is this? Will they come out? And what's actually happening to my rhododendron? So the first question is, oh no, sorry, I should also say that that Chris actually says that her rhododendron does get exposed to the wind, and it is the side that's all bare and looking dead that gets the worst of the wind. So that immediately gave me the sort of triggering point of, haha, we might have an exposure issue here. And it certainly seems like that this particular branch is getting more wind damage, so they can actually get wind scorch. They can actually suffer from that. And I think what's probably happening, and you may be wondering why I'm sort of slightly looking over, I have my notes. So I always have some notes with me. However, the question, unfortunately, is on my iPad. So it seems to me as though the leaves are drying out faster than the actual rhododendron can take up the moisture from its rootstock. I must just take a quick pause here because my friend Marina is saying, I can't find you. Just look up. Oh. This isn't the best start to the first ever Q&A live, but Marina's been desperate to come on and desperate to find me. And she said, I just can't find you anywhere. So I've just told her to check out the channel, Garden Like a Master. And hopefully she'll see my live symbol and see that I'm actually going live. I think she may have subscribed to me. I'm not too sure yet, but we'll soon find out. So if I get interrupted slightly again, then it'll be just Marina saying, I can't find you still. And I'll have to send her the link on the catch up. So I think, Marina, Chris, should I say, it's obviously, well, it seems to me more than likely that it is going to be caused by this wind damage, and that the leaves are taking out moisture faster than the roots can actually take it up. And with that, it causes them to suffer windburn, and they can tend to lose their leaves and they can tend to look dead. The tips of the buds are possibly trying to break open, but again, because they're getting this wind damage, it's suffering in that respect. So it's not fully being able to open up. Now, what can you do about it? Well, I don't think it's a pruning issue because from what you've said to me, it's in exposure. I know that you're quite high up and that you do catch the wind, so I'm absolutely sure. Now, the only thing that you can do, rhododendrons do and can suffer from wind exposure and therefore wind damage. You can maybe, I was just refreshing my memory from the image that you sent back to me. It's not looking like it might lift. If you could get a good enough root ball on, maybe you might want to try and move it. Obviously not at this point in time because currently it's absolutely baking hot. We're in a hot spell at the moment. You wouldn't want to be doing that. You'd be wanting to do any lifting when it's not in its growing phase. So we can cover that on another video. So what I would certainly do is trim back any dead material, any dying material, things that are looking not too brilliant. But consider what other plants can you plant in the area near to it that could actually disperse or lose the speed of wind that catches that side of the rhododendron. Can you actually plant something alongside it? Not literally alongside it, but can you plant something strategically that will filter the wind through it so that by the time it hits a rhododendron, that it's actually just not quite as forceful blow, but it's more of a sort of breeze that comes by. So that's one thing that I would certainly consider if it were me. I might consider the addition of wind barriers. And I don't know the full extent of how your garden layout is, but that may be an option. You may have an option to actually put some wind barrier shelters if you wanted to. You could have some windbreak just to break up that impact of the wind. And that can either be in the form of some mesh, or obviously mesh attached to posts, or it could be in the form of, maybe planting some hedging, or as I've just mentioned, some other trees or shrubs, just to break down the speed at which that wind actually clips and catches the rhododendron. So I just want to double check on my notes to just see. It wouldn't do any harm, to be quite honest. It wouldn't do any harm to actually give it a really good deep watering. Get a couple of cans of water onto that root ball, trim back any buds that wither and die out, and trim back any dead wood on the rhododendron itself. So today we've actually only got the one question that was submitted by Marina on behalf of her friend Chris, and the Q&As fluctuate. depending. Sometimes I may have 5 questions on my sessions. Sometimes I may have 1 question. It is dependent on you, my viewers, my VIP members, my mentorship members who submit questions as and when they have a question to submit. So it can fluctuate from 1 to 5 or 6, 7, 8, and 9. So with that all said, I hope this first live, the episode 1, wasn't what am I going to say? I hope this first live, this first episode gave you some value if you've got rhododendrons and you may have a similar problem. But I don't want it to put you off, because the key thing is, I'm only going to get better and better at my deliverance of my Q&As through this channel. As I say, my first time round is quite nerve-wracking, but I can and I will get better. I know that for sure. So if you've actually enjoyed coming along, then watching me on replay, then I really do want to welcome you to click that subscribe button and gain more benefits from my 40 years experience of horticulture to you, my audience. And there'll be lots more content coming up as we go through the next few months, the next year, and so on and so on. I'm so looking forward to sharing with you grown plants and grown people, because that's what I have been doing for certainly the last 25 years since I became self-employed, but certainly throughout my career, I've always been helping people. And that's something that I really enjoy, as well as looking after plants. So before we wrap up, if what I've shared with you today resonates, if you are a beginner gardener that's looking for some guidance, feel free to join that VIP group. Type in the comments VIP group and I'll send you a link. If you're looking to be mentored, because I have a mentoring program, 90-day program, I can send you details on that too. And I don't just mentor keen amateurs or beginner gardeners. I also mentor professionals too. If you've just gone into a professional career of garden maintenance, then maybe having a mentor might help speed your journey to getting successes a lot faster than struggling out there on your own. So I'd love to hear from you. Obviously, I'm quite happy to take constructive criticism, but however, give me a bit of grace, give me a bit of leeway for my first ever episode, and I look forward to catching up with you on another live session, and that will be next Thursday, usually 7:30 UK time is when my live sessions generally are. The only time when they're not is if I've got a talk on or I've got some alternative booking, but as I am as a rule. Now, if you want to follow me, not only on this platform, Garden Like a Master, you will find me on Facebook under that name. You'll find me on TikTok, got plenty of little TikTok videos on there. And I do have a couple of other social media accounts, but I don't really use them that frequently. So Garden Like a Master is where you'll find me in Facebook, TikTok, YouTube. And I look forward to this incredible journey that I've just begun. And I'd love for you to come join me and follow me too. So have a great weekend ahead. Enjoy, happy gardening, and see you all soon. Bye for now.